Hello, eighth graders. This is Miss Millwood, and I just wanted to chat with you a little bit today. So, our most recent assignment, the big assignment, was for you to write an introductory paragraph that would become the introductory paragraph of a larger argumentative essay. And we were working with the article about the coronavirus that I shared with you. And if you notice in grade speed, you will see that there are no grades for this assignment yet. There is only an indicator if you turned it in or if you did not. And the reason is that I feel like we need some more support and some more practice before I actually put in a grade for that assignment. So I wanted to go through with you today just a little bit of reminders and tips for writing that introductory paragraph so that you could go back and take a look at yours and make some tweaks as needed. I know we got interrupted right as we were getting this process started, and it's not so easy to do it online, but let's give it a go. So let's begin with the introductory paragraph. That's what we've been working with. And for the formula that we're using right now, the evidence-based writing formula, we will be including three parts to our introduction. The first part is tag, not to be confused with the tag system that we use when we give feedback sometimes. And then there is the summary and there is the claim. So what goes into each of these three parts? Well, let's start with tag. So tag refers to the title, the author, and the genre. And so the order that you decide to use these in doesn't matter. You could go author, genre, title. You could mix it up in any way that you choose. You just want to make sure that in your first or at least second sentence of your introduction, you have included these three things. So, for example, for what we're working with right now, the title is Eight Questions Regarding the Coronavirus. The author was Julia Belluz, and the genre we're just going to use as an article. So the genre would just be article. So there are all kinds of ways that you can put those into order. For example, in the article, Eight Questions About Coronavirus, by Julia Belluz, the author of the article Eight Questions About the Coronavirus, et cetera, et cetera. You can see how you can mix and match those as you choose. One thing that I noticed, however, is a lot of us are getting that information in, but then you're just stopping and there's nothing there. So it just says, for example, in the article, Eight Questions About the Coronavirus by Julia Belluz, and then that's it. So you have to finish out that first sentence so that it makes sense. So after you have included your tag, title, author, and genre, you're going to move to part two, the summary section of your introduction. So in the summary section, you're just going to write 2 to 3 sentences that summarize the text. Now, a lot of you went on to a full-blown summary. Some of you forgot this section altogether, but you just want to assume that the person reading your paper hasn't read the article that you read. And so you're going to give them 2 to 3 sentences in your words that summarize the text. Following the summary, the most important part probably of all is going to be part 3. Oops, let's see if I can make this, sorry. I'm super new to this process, so thank you for your patience. So the part 3 is the claim or the thesis statement. This will be the very last sentence of your introductory paragraph, and it should clearly state a clear and specific claim. So it should clearly state a specific claim. So with the coronavirus, what we're working with right now, what we're determining is whether or not the coronavirus is a significant scare that we should all be sort of petrified of, or is it sort of being overhyped? And those are kind of the two extreme um, two extreme claims that you can make, and then there are a whole bunch of claims in the middle. So I sat down today and I wrote an introductory paragraph myself that I wanted to share with you as sort of a mentor text so that you can take a look at what I did and maybe it will help you kind of tweak your paragraphs as well. So if you'll give me 1 second to toggle over to mine. So if you notice, it won't all show in the screen at once, but let's take a look. I've got my paper headed properly. I've got my title in the center, and then let me get it as, there we go. Okay, and then this is what I wrote. I wrote the article 8 Questions About the Coronavirus Answered by Julia Belluz tries to calm public fears by addressing common questions regarding the coronavirus. Belluz initially explains what the coronavirus is and how it is comparable to other widespread viruses that we have experienced in the past. Then she tackles such quandaries as the efficacy of using masks and whether it is safe to travel. Ultimately, Belluz tries to assuage the worldwide panic that the virus is inciting. The coronavirus has spread rapidly since this article was first printed, and the World Health Organization has now labeled the coronavirus a pandemic. Still, with personal and public precautions, the coronavirus should not be cause for panic. Okay, so that is my example of an introductory paragraph. So then let's break it down. So as we said, sorry, I don't, so as we said, there are 3 parts: the tag, there is the summary, and then there is the claim that you're going to make at the end. So let's take a look how I use these. So if you take a look at the first sentence, you can see that I have all 3 of the tag elements. I have the genre article, I have the title, 8 Questions About the Coronavirus Answered, and then I have the author, Julia Belluz. But I don't just end there. I complete the sentence so that it makes sense. Otherwise, it's an incomplete sentence that doesn't give us the information. Okay? Then I go through and I give a 2 to 3 sentence summary about what the article is about. Belluz initially explains what the coronavirus is and how it is comparable to other widespread viruses that we have experienced in the past. Then she tackles such quandaries as the efficacy of using masks and whether it is safe to travel. Ultimately, Belluz tries to assuage the worldwide panic that this virus is inciting. Okay, brief but clear description of what the article is about. Then I used sort of a buffer sentence. I felt like it was important to acknowledge the fact that even though this article was written in the beginning of February, which is generally considered really timely news, with the way the coronavirus is spreading and the way that different countries and communities are responding, it's changing so rapidly. So I felt the need to kind of acknowledge the fact that her information could very well be a little outdated and sorry guys, could be a little bit outdated. But then I finalize with my claim. So here's my claim. Still, with personal and public precautions, the coronavirus should not be cause for panic. So I am taking the side with this introductory paragraph that with public and personal precautions, the coronavirus should not be cause for panic. Okay, so I want you to have this kind of mentor text so that you can take a look at what you did and how you can tweak your introduction so that it is a better fit for the writing model that we are using. We'll continue to tweak this and continue to improve it as we go through, but this is important. This is important information right now as we begin this essay writing process. So before I say goodbye for now, let me go back to my slide And then let's take a look. Well, we just did. We took a look at my example, but let's take a look at some caveats. Caveats being, just some little hints, little warnings, little suggestions to help you improve your writing. So the first one is, as I stated before, to make sure your first sentence is complete. So don't just put in the tag and think you're finished. You need to complete that sentence. Number two, do not refer to yourself at all. In academic writing, we do not make statements like, I believe, my opinion is, what the article that I'm going to write about is this. We don't do any of that unless the prompt specifically asks for your specific opinion. Otherwise, we just sort of state it as fact and we don't refer to ourselves as at all. And then finally, we use transition words to make our paragraph flow. So in my paragraph, I used words like initially, and then, I believe, to kind of give some flow and timeline to my paragraph. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. I hope that it will help you as you take a look at your paragraph and make some tweaks so that you have an introductory paragraph that is clean, concise, and makes a really strong claim. So just as a little reminder, 3 parts. I'll toggle back. We've got tag, we've got summary, and we've got the claim. So if you have questions about this or any other assignment, please reach out to me. You can reach out to me through email. You can reach out to me through chat. We can set up a personal meeting if you need a personal meeting. You can communicate with me via our Google Classroom. So many ways to get support. So please reach out when you need it. I hope this helps. And until next time, bye.